And it's actually like that. It's not only in England, it's in many countries, in USA, in Sweden, in Europe. You can always choose, you can always exchange your paper money to gold. So that they call it something like gold standard. I think some of you maybe heard about that. Gold standard. That means all the money is in circle is covered with real gold. If you have the choice to carry paper money, like we do right now with pound and stuff, or you can exchange this paper money to gold. There is always enough gold in the bank you can exchange. So with the time, people think, why should I carry the very heavy stuff? Instead of, I can have some paper and then things develop and then they create something like a bank account and stuff like that. But interesting is, but sometimes they say, no, you know what, we cannot change this paper money to gold anymore, but it's still your money. Imagine that if you would keep this 1 pound in 100 years, with 1 pound today you can just barely buy anything, but if you keep this gold coins, it has a weight of around 8 grams. It was not 99.99% pure gold, it was 91.6% of gold, fine gold, but still, of course you can get a lot of money if you put this on auction, but just if you would melt it, just the material value of the gold, of this gold coin today is over 200 pounds. So as you can see, this is a sample, and this you can find in all over the culture, in every country in the world. There's gold coins, and there is some value, and the gold is still has its values. It's just simple. This message is like gold is the real money, and it's worldwide, and it's the oldest. It's not. And if you compare with fiat currency, the average lifespan of any fiat currency is 27 years. So basically, you can imagine that every 30 years, one fiat currency went out of market. When I come to Germany, it was 1999. We still have D-mark. I go to university. We still have D-mark, and I remember that they tell us a very nice story about the euro is coming. So actually, euro is coming 2002, and they tell us a very nice story. I say, imagine that you have D-mark. You have 100 D-mark, and then you go on trip. You go to Austria, you go to Italy, and you go to France, you go to Spain, and every time on the border you need to exchange the money from D-mark to shilling, from shilling to lira to France, France to Spain, and so on and so on. And then there is 11 countries total, 11 countries, and you do nothing with the 100 D-mark. You just travel around the 11 countries. Every time you cross the border, you exchange your money. And then you come back from Netherlands again back to Germany, and you change it back to D-mark. Guess what you get? You get only 50 D-mark. So every time you exchange the money, you lost something. And after you traveling around 11 countries, you get only 50 D-mark back. This is the story. And say, now when the euro is coming, you don't need to exchange anymore. So you can carry on your 100 euro, or in this way, 100 D-mark is like 50 euro, and you can travel in all this country and you don't lose anything. So it's really, really nice story. Basically, they invent a new currency with a very nice story, like many things in the world. But what they didn't tell us, and wouldn't tell me, was when the euro is coming, I get like 100 D-mark, I get only 50 euros, so my amount on the bank account is like the half. But I went to go to a supermarket, I want to buy some milk and bread, and I noticed the milk was a 1 D-mark, and now it costs 1 euro. Well, they just didn't do anything, they just didn't make the calculation, they just changed the DM to the euro, and that's it. And in all supermarkets, people go in, when buy some Nutella, chocolate, everything costs the same. So what they didn't tell us is, we don't even need to travel around. We immediately lost half the money, immediately, in the day when the euro is coming. And now euro is about now 15 years. We don't know how long it takes. We have already experienced some. I mean, even in England, you maybe notice that there's some stories about Greece, about Italy, and euro is always struggling. Yeah, and I think last year Sweden has made kind of how to call it this referendum, kind of this like in UK we do the referendum. And Sweden do also the referendum because Sweden is financially qualified to have euro, because you have several kind of criterion to to be a part of the Euro Union. Yeah, people say about like some inflation rate and stuff like that. And Sweden just asked their people, do they want to have euro? And the answer is a very clear no. After 15 years, the Sweden people, they're very clever. They have not joined the euro right from start. They wait a couple of years and they see what happened, and they notice that was actually a big scandal what happened with the euro. And so and if you take about gold, we have I think the first coins people discovered was in Turkey, is over 3,000 years. So, but anyway, I think everyone know that if you have gold, you have real money, and if you have gold, you have money in all the country. This is the message, okay? And let's talk about